Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Human Rights Watch on Environmental News Network. Today, we'll be talking about deforestation within the Brazil Amazon rainforest and the numerous social issues surrounding this topic. According to the article Amazon Destruction, Brazil holds about one-third of the world's remaining rainforest, including more than 60% of the Amazon rainforest. In addition, since 1978, over 750,000 square kilometers of Amazon rainforest has been destroyed across Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, Venezuela, Suriname, Guyana, Guyana. According to another article, what would the Amazon look like without the Amazon rainforest? The Amazon absorbed 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide a year, which make it a vital part of preventing climate changes. Therefore, this is indeed a grave and severe issue, require attention and changes. We will now go to our specialist reporter, Jeffery, who is stationed in Brazil to dive. Jeffery.
Thank you, Derek. Yes, as you can see, Brazil is undoubtedly suffering a large environmental crisis. The government, led by President Jair Bolsonaro, head of the political party Alliance for Brazil, is only adding to these already pre-existing problems. Since the right-wing politician took office at the start of 2019, his administration has slashed budgets and sidelined staff at the environmental regulatory agencies responsible for targeting illegal logging and ranching in the rainforest. Bolsonaro has labeled these regulations impediments to Brazil's economic growth, according to the article Amazon Rainforest Sees Biggest Spike in Deforestation in Over a Decade. This article also stated that critics have pilloried Bolsonaro's policy as a principal cause of the soaring deforestation rates recently. According to the same article, critics also condemn Bolsonaro because the country's National Institute for Space Research, or INP, released data revealing that 3,769 square miles of rainforest were lost due to deforestation in a 12-month period ending in July. That marks the highest rate of deforestation since 2008 and a nearly 30% spike over the rate recorded by INP during the previous year-long span. Due to Bolsonaro's regressive and destructive policies, the door to deforestation and business in the Amazon has skyrocketed. In recent years, Brazil has accounted for up to 20% of the global beef export market. This is due to decreased regulations and increased foreign private sector presence in the Amazon. In addition, businesses operating in the Amazon do not practice corporate social responsibility and harm the environment for profit. According to the article, Follow the Money to the Amazon, the major Brazilian beef companies, JBS, Marfrig, and Minerva, have significant investments from foreign sources. JBS has investments from Capital Group, BlackRock, Fidelity Investments, and Vanguard, while three banks, Santander, JP Morgan Chase, and Barclays, provided the company with nearly $1.2 billion in underwriting in the past 5 years. Unfortunately, this has caused the demand for Brazilian beef to grow, which has caused cattle ranching to account for 80% of rainforest destruction in Brazil, according to the Yale School of Forestry. Clearly, two of society's three main sectors, the government and the private sector, are doing more harm than good to the Amazon in recent years. But what of the third sector, known to many as civil society or volunteer land? What are they doing to help? According to Amazon Watch, a rapidly growing coalition of groups, which includes Friends of the Earth, Amazon Watch, Rainforest Action Network, and others, issued a statement. The fate of the Amazon is the fate of the world. Today we call on you, the banks and institutional investors that provide debt and equity financing, to use your money, which in many cases is our money, to directly challenge Bolsonaro's destructive agenda in Brazil. We call on you to immediately suspend all financing to agribusiness firms active in the Brazilian Amazon and the Cerrado until and unless you can take longer-term systemic actions to resolve this crisis. In addition, according to Global Day of Action for the Amazon, civil society groups have planned events including protests, sit-in, marches, and vigils. We here at Eden truly hope that civil society is able to stop the social injustice of deforestation in the Amazon. But whether they can do that or not is up to the people, the corporations, and finally the government.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We'll go over to our other specialist reporter, Thitsar. Thitsar, take it.
Thank you, Derek. In addition to what Jeffrey just stated, we could say that the Amazon rainforest is constantly under threat from outside invasions. According to the article, Effect of Deforestation on Amazon by Human Rights Watch, people deliberately set fires after cutting down trees, often illegally, to clear land for agriculture, cattle grazing, and land speculations. Fire activity often peak in August or September. The country is facing one of its worst years when it comes to forest fire and illegal deforestation. We have Makuna, a member of the Moor indigenous tribe, here today as our special guest to share his experience on a series of these unfortunate events. The Moors of a company in their indigenous land, first made in 2013, sparked years of conflict which continue to reverberate today between indigenous communities. Patacios do Brasil, the Brazilian government, according to Amazon's Moura, indigenous group demands input over giant mining projects. He and his tribe were severely impacted by the effect of the deforestation, and mining as part of his village with a strike. These actions have violated their right to own property and their right to life, liberty, and personal security, which are all stated in Article 3, 7, and 25 of the UDHR. They believe that land held by indigenous people should be better protected from environmental destruction than other areas of the forest.
Welcome, Makuna. It's a pleasure to have you here. How has this incident affected your life?
Every day, life gets harder and harder. We have less food and resources. The forest we rely on is getting smaller. The animals we hunt are losing their habitat, so they migrate away from us.
Human rights are so well developed, but they're still being abused and ignored by countries all over the world. The UDHR, despite being highly authoritative and respected, is a declaration and not a hard law, which makes the mechanism to address these violations weak. What do you plan to do to encourage the government to enforce these rights?
I think we have to let them know that our sacred area is being abused by illegal deforestation and mining by corporations. We will be part of a nonviolent protest along with many civilians from the city to remind the government of our rights.
There are 8 essential properties to meet in order to have good governance. Do you believe governance property in your country should be improved? If so, how?
I believe there are many areas to improve on, especially within the government, because they are part of the illegal deforestation themselves. I believe that they should be more transparent and take accountability for their actions. I don't think the Brazilian government can do whatever they want to the Amazon. They must give the people a voice too. Also, before they do something, they must also make sure that it benefits everyone in society, including us indigenous tribe members.
Why do you think it's important to have equal access to rights as a human?
I think it's important because, as the social contract stated, since everyone surrendered their rights to the collective control, they deserve equal rights. If even one right is violated, everyone will revert back to their original nature and there will be now law and order. We should not be subject to social justice injustice just because of our identity. That is not fair.
Lastly, what would you say on behalf of your indigenous tribe members who have been affected by illegal deforestation?
Almost every one of us wants equality because we deserve to have a home like every other person. In addition, we want equity and want our tribal area to be better protected than other parts of the rainforest because we need a voice and protection. We hope to lobby for social justice to civil society groups and social institutions like the UN so that our voice is heard loud and clear.
Thank you, Makuna. Now back to our lead reporter, Derek.
Thank you, Jeffrey and Thitsar. As you can see, the President of Brazil is abusing his power and violating the laws of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. He is doing this by opening up the Amazon to private sector and reducing the influence of environmental government ministry. As for the citizens, they are setting fires in order to create more farmlands and cattle grazing areas. This negatively affects the environment around the Amazon and the indigenous people that have lived in the forest for centuries. Unfortunately, the tribe have no voice to speak for themselves and suffer many losses to their home and cultural assets. One way that people around the world can help out, according to the article Amazon Fires, 8 ways we can help stop the rainforest burning to donate to the Rainforest Action Network, which has been working since 1993 to protect the Amazon 1 acre at a time. It projects and acre grants have helped to support more than 200 frontline communities and indigenous-led organizations as they work to protect millions of acres of forest around the world. You can buy an acre of land in the Amazon and donate it to them so they can preserve it from illegal deforestation and mining. It will also protect it from Bolsonaro's destructive agenda. According to another article, solution to deforestation, society should encourage and pressure world leaders to embrace an ambitious domesticate and international forest conservation policies based on the latest science, allowing people to live in a world that avoids severe climate disruption. People can do this by voting for candidates who support environmental preservation. Finally, according to 5 things you can help the Amazon rainforest, you can educate yourself on the significance of the Amazon rainforest and how our misuse of nature and wildlife across the world put us all at risk. This can prevent citizens from illegal burning the Amazon. That's it for today from Human Rights Watch on ENN. Thank you for tuning in.
Desce um pouquinho.